Hello and welcome to our WIFR FastCast. Our top story here this afternoon, the name of the man killed after he was hit by a vehicle Monday has been identified. Around 5 Monday morning, 63-year-old Clark Robinson was hit while crossing the road in the 4800 block of East State Street. The driver of the vehicle remained on scene, and first responders transported Robinson to an area hospital. He would later die from his injuries. An autopsy report shows Robinson died from blunt trauma to the chest. No charges against the driver have been announced at this time. The 17-year-old involved in a deadly Rock County crash earlier this month pleads not guilty to a homicide charge and several others. Online records show Carter Pertete appeared in Rock County Circuit Court. The crash happened around 3:45 the afternoon of Tuesday, November 4th in the town of Bradford. Deputies say 5 people were in the car at the time, with Pertete behind the wheel when the crash happened, resulting in the death of a 15-year-old boy and 3 other teens getting hurt. THC use was reported as a contribution to that crash. A changing of the guard for Beloit leadership. City manager Jerry Gabrielatos resigns from his position. That'll go into effect Friday, December 5th. Gabrielatos shared the message through a community letter Tuesday, adding he's deeply grateful for the residents for making this community special. Beloit City Council will meet Tuesday, December 2nd, to formally accept his resignation and to name an interim city manager. Capron residents hope to prevent a historic building from being demolished. The village president proposed to destroy the more than 125-year-old former home of Capron's water well. Some residents say it would erase a piece of the village's past. Preservationists propose keeping that building open by forming a preservation committee which would assess the building's conditions. They also say the building could serve as a museum, but the village's leader warns repairs could reach 6 figures. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley speaks with both sides of the preservation debate.
Hey folks, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley, and here's what Capron's Village Hall used to look like, and here is what the building looks like now. According to the village president, it's in such disrepair that it should probably come down. But there's some in the community who say the historic building is worth fighting for. Be sure to tune in later today on WIFR and eventually WIFR.com to see what the group's doing to try to preserve its legacy.
A state-lined pet food pantry says it's lost funding for this year, calling on the community to help keep the doors open. My Three Pups Pet Food Pantry in Capron claims the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois grant, which provides half of the nonprofit's revenue, was not approved for this year. Volunteers say all their money goes toward operating expenses, and leaders add the group is now running on a 4-figure budget. WIFR's Alyssa Kelly sits down with pantry leaders, discussing the mission to feed every animal in need. The Rock County Public Health Department in Wisconsin confirms the detection of the contagious bird flu virus. That virus was found in a goose who made contact with a Rock County resident. Now, the department worked with the Department of Human Services looking at any symptoms to avoid the spread of the disease. There are no reported cases of bird flu transferred to humans, and the last confirmed case of that was in 2022. And with families preparing the turkey, stuffing, and other Thanksgiving foods coming up here this week, the Illinois Department of Public Health reminds residents to make sure they're safely cooking that food to prevent the spread of any sorts of illness. According to Samir Vora, make sure to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds with soap and water before, during, and after the preparation of your food. Also, wash cutting boards, utensils, dishes, and countertops after preparing with those raw meats like turkey. Vora says use 1 cutting board or plate for raw meat, chicken, and seafood. And if you plan on taking those leftovers home, make sure to put them in the refrigerator within 2 hours of them being served. And it may be a good idea to mow your lawn one last time this weekend. Yard waste collection wraps up the week of December 1st in the city of Rockford. Your next chance to send your yard waste to the compost site won't be until spring 2026. Bags, cans, or bundles cannot weigh more than 50 pounds when they're loaded, and they must be properly disposed in a gallon bag or a compostable bag, a 32-gallon can. Of course, after December 5th, there will be one final chance to put out your yard waste, but that's going to come during the annual Christmas tree collection at the beginning of January. And of course, a yearly tradition returns here to the WIFR News set, and this year we want to make sure that we're honoring those who are serving our country during the holidays. We're asking our community members to help us decorate our viewer tree once again, but this year we're going to be highlighting the brave men and women from our community who are actively serving in the military. If you want to send a submission here, you can send an email to us using viewertree@wifr.com is the email address, and if you send the name of the immediate family member and the branch of the military they serve in, we will write that person's name on a ribbon and tie it to the viewer tree during one of our Monday through Friday newscasts. And of course, we've got some unseasonably high temperatures here today, but unfortunately, those temperatures will not be lasting for too much longer here. Let's see how things are going to shape up here for the remainder of our Tuesday afternoon and evening. So, taking a look at how things are looking out there right now, you can see we're currently sitting at about 49 degrees, but that definitely is not the big talk of the town, at least right now. When it comes to the temperature department, that's when things are definitely going to start getting into the picture here tomorrow as well as Thursday. But take a look at that rain there. You can see it starts small there with a 10% chance at 5 and 6 o'clock hours before it really picks up there in the 7 and 8 o'clock hours. You can see it goes up to all the way up to even an 80% chance. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like things are going to be getting too cold where we really can have the possibility of some slick roadways or anything like that. So that is a relief, but we cannot say the same for throughout the rest of this week here, especially as we get a little closer to Saturday and Sunday. I know that our First Alert weather team is first alerting you to the possibility of some snow here coming up on Saturday and Sunday, as well as the possibility for some of those slick road conditions out there as well. As for the temperatures, though, it does seem like we're going to stay relatively warm for this time of year, sitting in that upper 40s to mid 40s before we cross over into the overnight hours there tomorrow morning, early morning. We're crossing into that upper 30-degree territory right there. Now, those stories that I mentioned here just a couple of minutes ago will be coming up in our shows very shortly here. Those will be coming up at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And of course, to get the latest news both here in the state line and across the country, don't forget, you can head to our website, WIFR.com, or right at your fingertips on your smartphone. You can go to your app store and type WIFR into the search bar there, and you'll be able to download 2 apps there. It's going to be our WIFR News app as well as our WIFR First Alert Weather app. And what you're going to want to do once you download those is go into your settings and make sure that you have notifications accepted so that way we can get those little alerts there right on your phone to make sure that we can get that information out to you accurately, effectively, and as soon as possible. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you guys coming up here in a little over 20 minutes here for WIFR News First to 4 with City Stop Reagan. Thanks for watching.